Yo, we back with another one and another one and another one, man. This is what we're all thinking podcast, stories behind the craft. I got a special guest for y'all today. He really not a special guest. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. It's my fault. We were supposed to be had a part one going. You know, I like to call myself out because I be calling people out. So I like to call myself out too because I'm a real human being. I don't just do this shit just because I really love what I do. Um, Being in this space, you hit a lot of hiccups. You hit a lot of things that happen. And you know, sometimes you get lazy. Normally, I like to edit my stuff and throw it right up. But I said, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And tomorrow came and there was no video. And he was gone.
Yeah.
But we brought him back.
There we go.
We got better equipment, better lights, better
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
So he got an upper echelon shit. And he going up today on SOB Day.
Oh, yeah.
So, without further ado, man, without further ado, man, go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's your main man, KOOLDRE from around the way. I'm a stranger to some, but a lot of people in the Orlando area and community know me, man. I started out here way back when, like 2015, but you know, came through Full Sail, Studio 18 era when it was real big through there, and I'm just happy to be back and see some familiar faces. And I come back real often, but to come back to an event as big as SOB and as big as it's gotten, it's gonna be great to be in the midst and to be around everybody and to be able to just kind of intermingle and see how things have progressed. There's a lot of people that I've ran into recently that I seen back in the day and were like just starting into it and now like full-fledged, like got a street team, got promotion going and doing big things. So just catching up with everybody and seeing the progression is real, real dope.
Yeah, I feel like me personally, I feel like right now, with the time that we was in before with the whole everybody was blowing up, we didn't know what to do. We got kind of into a reconstruction phase. Now everybody trying to figure out how did them guys do it, or what can we do differently from them guys, or how can we get us to that level so we can hold the torch for the city as far as trying to grow. Because I feel like everybody working. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's working, including yourself.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's working, so it's coming to a point where it's like, damn, like what is the next step? And I really appreciate you supporting the SOB movement, man.
For sure. One thing also that I'm seeing like that's kind of pushing this whole communal thing is right now the space is recently changing and it's constantly changing. But as far as like the introduction of streaming came through and, you know, kind of the independent side being a lot more maneuverable. I know back in the earlier times, like it was kind of hard for people to imagine people being independent, but now we're seeing artists come up independently, and other artists are seeing these artists do it and not go the label route, and are asking questions and really wanting to put in that work to be a part of somebody's team from the ground up to see how to learn that process so that they can emulate it themselves.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the independent route is kind of better because you're able to control everything. You're able to drop content. You're able to drop your music. You're able to lock in the producers you want to lock in with. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just the biggest thing because I feel like me personally, the producer game is getting even better. The producers are finally like stepping up and saying, "Hey, we got a voice too. We ain't letting people just run over us." Because I felt like me personally coming up, the producers didn't get no love.
You didn't really know who they were at some point,
That
especially
too.
like for my era. Like you really didn't know unless you really cared about, you know, or you saw them in a video and was like, "Who's this?" And you go look and do your research and be like, "Oh, this dude, this who made the beat." They really didn't get that much notoriety. Now you're seeing producers come in and they actually have like, it'll be like whatever the artist name is featuring the producer. And that's kind of dope because they getting their love for real, for real.
Definitely. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing, things of that nature, where you come from, all that good stuff. Because I seen you post a couple football pics, man.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to know about that a little bit too.
Oh, bet. Well, I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, and luckily I got a great opportunity to be able to travel at a young age with having family members up in New York. So I was able every summer to be able to go to New York and just being able to listen to music, bring different lingo and stuff back down south. You know what I'm saying? Just be a chameleon, if one would say, in the culture aspect of it all. So being able to find a niche up in the north and in the south was kind of cool at a real early age. And just being able to maneuver through sports. All of my cousins are a little bit bigger, you know, a little bit huskier. So just playing rough outside in the country, you know what I'm saying? I lived in a real rural area. you're a little bit tougher, you know what I'm saying? Especially growing up around boys and older boys. So football is kind of like the thing you do whenever you want to play around and have friends and whatnot like that. And just being bigger, I ended up having to play up when I was playing Pop Warner football. I remember like it was yesterday. I was playing in a league where you had to weigh in. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember them days.
And I ended up coming to the game and I was like 5 pounds overweight. So like, all right, well, take all your equipment off. You know what I'm saying? And
I remember
you
them
stripping
days.
down, you know what I'm saying, naked to get on the scale to make weight. And it was like, yo, you can't make weight to play in this league. And so they were like, yo, you
So
can
you
play.
couldn't play at all?
No, I just couldn't play with the league that I was in. I had to bump up. I think it was like small fry, pee wee, then it was like Bantam. And Bantam is like, you know what I'm saying, 13, 14, I believe. And at the time I was like 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 9 and 10, but I have the weight of the 12, 13, and 14-year-olds. So I had to bump up and play with them if I wanted to play. My mom done got off that Saturday for me to play football. She don't care if I got to play with the high school kids. Like, her baby going to play that day.
For
She
sure.
done bought this equipment. She done did all this. And I'm not going to hold you, man. At the beginning, it was kind of tough, like catching the speed with all of the older kids. But once I did, it was kind of cool. And then it just kind of led into middle school and high school. And then ultimately, like in college, bro, it was just real, real cool. And then I ultimately like playing afterwards. So it was real, real cool experience. And I think it's played a major part in who I am as an artist, too.
Definitely. I think sports teaches us the lessons that life wants to teach us, but it teaches us in a cooler way.
Yeah.
As far as just growing and learning, because like I always say, me and B will always talk about sports.
But yeah.
Me and him always refer sports to a situation that we're going through, whether
Same
it's good or
here.
bad.
Whether it's good or bad.
We refer.
It can be explained through sports, through a sports situation.
Definitely. You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
I see the league you be playing in, man. I be seeing you out there, bro.
I be trying. I be trying just a little bit. I always loved the game of football. Football was something that kept me out of trouble, kept me focused, kept my grades up.
What position you play?
I played DB and wide receiver.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. What position you played?
So I play outside linebacker and defensive end.
I could tell.
Yeah.
You just look like one of them ones that was just reckless.
Bro.
Did you have the technique?
Bro, always, man. Technically sound, bro. That was one of my things, like book sharp. Like in studying playbooks or whatnot, that's me. Like I grew up in a real structured environment. That's why I take pride in like being a major part in my tour planning. Cause like a good structured environment, like all right, we waking up, we doing this. After that, we got this, and we got lunch here. Then we gonna drive to this spot, then we gonna do this and we do that. That's my college career all over again. It was wake up in the morning, cause my first and second year in college, our quarterbacks were in the medical program, so they had classes in the afternoons. So you can't have practice without your quarterbacks. So we practicing in the morning, 4 in the morning. So we got practice at 4 in the morning, breakfast. Then you got classes, and you got this and you that, and you got film like somewhere in the middle of the day. And after that, you got the weight room. So it's all planned out. So whenever I'm booking like tour bookings and we going up and down the East Coast, it's like each itinerary day is gonna be like, all right, we start the day off with here, and usually the day's gonna start off in the gym. Start off somewhere that got the LA Fitness membership. Wake up somewhere from a hotel. Either we gonna bang out in the hotel and work out there, or we even gonna go to the LA Fitness somewhere close by. Go to the LA Fitness, get it in for a couple hours, slide out to the next spot, and everything's kind of planned out. Trying to follow the agenda to a T. Because like whenever you have a lot of structure, you can see time and space and see what you can get done and utilize and maximize your time. And I think that's what's really, really important. Because if not, you can find yourself with a lot of dead space and a lot of wasted time. And it's cliche to say it, but time really is money, especially when you're on the road.
Definitely. I mean, I'm still learning the time thing from my aspect. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you got certain things around you that be killing you for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. But also in that too is learning like grace too, because you can never. They say like if you wanna make the universe laugh, like tell it your plans. You always gotta have room in your schedule for like little small things that happen. Because it's the little small things whenever you have a little bit of room and grace, like it allows magic to happen. Sometimes it'll allow for like some things to go in a way you don't want to, but also it allows for that magic. So you got to take the joy with the pain, and it just kind of like balances out. Always balances out.
Definitely. So tell us how you got into the music, what made you want to do music, period, and how does it affected your life thus far?
So music has affected my confidence in so many ways. As a young kid, I grew up with a real bad stutter and a lisp. So I was in this program called SOAR and ACE. It was a reading and a speech program at a young age I got selected to be in. And it helped little kids with speech impediments. And in that program, a part of like the homework assignments were that you would take a book home And people who have like speech impediments don't really like to read aloud in front of people. So you take the book home and they give you this recorder. You take the recorder, you take it home, and you would read or have a parent read with you the book, and you'd record it. You'd read, 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 read. Then you would record how you sound on the book on your best time, like the best time you read the book. And like little small books with 2 and 3 words on it. Excuse me. Then you bring it back to the class, and it's like a show and tell. You know what I'm saying? Some people go into PE or whatnot, or go into art. You go into this class to show everybody how well you read last night. And in doing that, you play your tape, and the tape has a front side. And I very quickly got kind of bored with that and realized that tapes have an A and a B side. So I learned that you could record whatever they wanted you to do in the reading, and then you could flip the tape over, and it was kind of like your tape. You could record whatever you wanted to on it. I was kind of hip to the game because I used to record my family's recordings on the answering machine. Remember the answer machines back in the day? Like, hey, this is the whatever residence.
Yep.
We're unable to answer the phone right now. Please leave your name, number, or a brief message. We'll back to you. Please leave a message and wait for the beep, like that type stuff. So I knew that you could record whatever. So now I'm waiting on the radio to come on. You know how like back in the day they would play the full song, and you could have like the last like maybe 15, 20 seconds of the song, and it would have no words on it. So I would record that on my tape and me just saying like little stuff. So after we get to class, I'm letting everybody hear my reading. My teacher, she didn't put a little sticker on the paper. But then whenever we go into the cafeteria, or we go into wherever place we got, communal space, we got to be open and not have to be so structured. I'm letting my friends hear like my little raps that I'm putting together. So that was kind of like my first introduction into making music and like letting people hear my music. A lot of people weren't able to do that. So, I'm saying at that young age, being able to have people hear your music, all right, you the music dude. And that just kind of grew from elementary school to intermediate school to middle school to high school, ultimately up to college and to where we got today. It just grew and grew and grew. And so, like, just learning progression and patience, it's real important for me to look back and always be like, yo, this is something that you kind of started when you was real, real young, back when you had a stutter. And there's very few people that remember when I had to stutter, but the people that do, it's kind of amazing for them to see where I've come with the music.
Definitely. So you being able to build that confidence and learn like, okay, I gotta do this in front of people. How does that help you now that you're doing tours, things of that nature?
It's so cool because most of the time, whenever we go to shows, I may know only like 3 or 4 people in the room. And I know for some people, public speaking can be a real issue. I remember public speaking classes in college, and I just remember some people like starting to shake and convulse and like tremble. Some people would have little like quirks where they would put their hand behind their back or sway like side to side or twist their hair and whatnot like that. All those things are things that I think I managed to get through at a real early age, and now I have supreme confidence going and talking in the rooms of people I don't know and people of different demographics, different cultures. It's real easy for me to talk to people. I think it's real, real easy for me to talk to people in business as well. I know a lot of people have representatives that represent them whenever it comes to business, but I've gotten to a level of business savvy and conversational savviness that you can put me in a room anywhere with anybody and I can hold a conversation.
Definitely, that's lit. A lot of people can't do that, like you said.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't stand in those rooms. And you being the person that you is and learning and growing, what's something you want to tell to the kids that do stutter and that do have speech impediments and things of that nature?
Man, just believe in yourself and just whatever you want to do, stay at it. Um, Consistency comes from conquering, and conquering being like little things every day. And I think through conquering consistency comes confidence. And once you have confidence, the confidence is just keeping like little agreements to yourself and follow through with it. It's the same thing with like lifting weights in the weight room. If you tell yourself you're gonna get up at 4 a.m. and you get up at 4 a.m. and you work out, and let's say you want to work out for an hour, if you stay in there an hour and 20 minutes, that's longer than what you expected. Now you're more confident to do it an hour and 30 minutes tomorrow. And then you stay in there for an hour and 30 minutes tomorrow. Now you're more confident to go in there and stay 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And it just goes better and better. So the more you lock in with yourself and keep commitments to yourself, it makes you more apt to, doing things and makes you more confident in yourself. And it makes you more of a, let's say, a reliable person. Because if you're going to keep accountability to yourself and other people see that, more than likely they're going to believe that you're going to keep accountability and keep your agreements and commitments to them as well.
That's true. So I thought you were supposed to spend less time in the gym, dude.
You can. For me, I got a total thing for myself. For me, whenever I'm at the gym, I sweat a lot. So I take my showers in the gym. I go in the sauna in the gym.
So,
Sometimes I might hit the
so that 4 hours not just you just straight working
nah,
out.
not straight in the gym. I
Okay.
take my warm up workout in the gym is about 30 minutes of cardio, and that's every day in the gym. I need at least 30 minutes to get that sweat out. And so in totality, man, I usually got about a good hour and a half of working out. But with the shower, with the sauna, and depending on how I'm feeling, man, I might go sit in the hot tub, or I might go do some laps in the pool. But yeah, good Saturday for me in the gym. I could spend 4 hours in the gym easy. I think I'm probably about to do that tomorrow before I head back. I got some homies that I kick it with at the LA Fitness out here when I was down here. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, see what they got going on and hit that before I head back on the airport.
Definitely. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. So tell us about the music. Tell us your top 5 favorite tracks to perform.
Man, that's a rough one, man.
How that's a rough one. You know what you like to hear.
I do.
I seen you going crazy with that Simran track. I like that little vibe. I see
Yeah.
you bopping.
Oh yeah. That Cimarron track is a dope one, man. I like Cimarron a whole lot, just for the area, especially since me spending so much time on Cimarron. A lot of the people that I hang out here, that I hang out with musically out here, I met at Full Sail, which is right off of Cimarron. So you know what I'm saying? That's just dope because it kind of that record embodies a lot of the relationships that I have out here. So Cimarron's definitely one. I haven't performed that up north yet, but I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna take that. And I'm gonna next show we have up north. I'm gonna try that one out. In Tune
Mm.
is a dope one. Just randomly one night I was just like, yo, we gonna try this one, and just went a cappella. And doing it a cappella, the reaction that I got from that record was so. I didn't think it was gonna go the way it did, and it went real great. And we just added that to the set list, and we went like the next 4 or 5 shows straight with it, and it really turned up. So In Tune is one that I really really like. The show closer is Zoot Magoot.
Yes. Give me one word, because a lot of people ask me about that song.
Yeah.
Give me one word, well, 3 words that explains that song in full totality.
Zoot Magoo in full totality.
Yes.
I'd say your rarest form.
Ooh.
Your rarest form, the form of you that you may like your friends see this side of you, but you want your mom or your coworkers to see this side of you.
Ah, I
You
like
may
that.
have a couple uncles that see this side of you, but you may not want your aunt to see this side.
I think it just explained me.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
I think it just explained me.
And everybody has that side. Even the most professionalist of people, when they go home or they have a bad day, they have a side of them that's like that's Zoot Magoot, man. They have even the most lamest person. They may have that night where the mixture of drink or whatever they got going on that night just hit them on just right. And for that night, they may be a level 12 lame, but for that night, they just rolling just right, and they Zoot Magoo mode.
For sure.
They're rarest of rare forms, man.
Definitely.
Zoot Magoo's a good one. Whenever we going around and doing different bars, love to show love to the bartenders. So Drink Up is a good one to get people involved in it, get people drinking, get them feeling good. That's a real good one. That's 4. And the last one I would say that's real cool is an unreleased record that we've been debuting in a lot of different venues is 450. Now 450 is one that's a real club banger. It's once you introduce the record and you get into the record, it's just nonstop until the record's over with. It's one of those just keep going. And if you got the right vibe, the right crowd, and if you play that record at the right time, in the right spot in the set, it's gonna set it off. It's either gonna make it tough for the person who's performing after you. It's one of them records.
So it's like that moment when DMX went before Jay-Z. He had everybody crying, and then Jay-Z went on, and he was like, "What the fuck am I
What
supposed
am
to
I
do?"
supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? It's one of those ones, man, because it's super dope. And like too many people don't not too many times performing me wise, but have I seen artists perform a record to where the crowd is like, yo, we want to hear that one again, where you perform a record like twice. I could see, and this is just me speaking it into existence and just seeing how far I believe this record could go. I could see that record being one of the ones where they're like a crowd or audience is like, yo, we know you did this one earlier in the set, but we want to hear it again.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Yeah,
For sure.
That's
So,
Zuma Good.
so how you feel about like what's going on in the industry from your perspective with all the beefs and people going after each other from your perspective?
Listen, I came up in the era of Ja Rule and 50 Cent, Nas and Jay-Z, where like I was looking up to that like, yo, what is going on? And not fully understanding it. Biggie and Tupac, and not fully understanding it, being like 6, 7, and 8 years old. So now to be on the other side of it, being a little bit older and understanding the business moves behind it. I don't know if you guys know or not, but like Kendrick just like dropped all the copyright clauses on his music, so now people can do reaction videos to it and generate revenue. Anybody who's actually allowing people to eat off of, you know what I'm saying, something that they've put out and is in a space where they can do that and it's not hurting them, I think that's amazing. But as far as me personally, the 15-year-old me that really started taking off with presenting my music to people loves it. Just being able to wake up in the morning and be like, oh snap, I missed this record, or I gotta listen to this record. And something that's different is they ain't doing like little 1 minute, 2 minute disc records. They 4 and 5 and 6 minutes long. It's like some detailed thought process put into it. I like that it's two intellectual rappers that are going into it. Like you really gotta have to understand these bars in totality. You really gotta do some research and understand and have a vocabulary. To be able to present this to people the way that they're doing and the speed that they're doing, it almost seems scripted, but I'm taking it for what it is. It's amazing.
So what about Quavo and Chris Brown?
Listen, I knew Chris Brown was an all around artist. I didn't see that coming from him.
Really?
I knew he was a savage
did
like
you
that.
did you hear the "I Don't Like" remix?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
I'm just saying
I heard
that.
that. But
Yeah, I be telling people all the
yeah.
time, don't mess with Chris Brown.
Yeah, I think Chris Brown is an insane artist. I've been listening to him since I've been in high school, and coming from him was like, yeah, it's up, bro. It just introduced me to another level of his artistry. I remember when he did that album that was like a ridiculously long amount of records, and was just listening through to it. I was like, yo, this dude is just an artist.
Yeah, he don't
He's
play.
an artist, yeah.
Definitely.
Quavo side, it was cool.
Nah, you ain't like it because you would have said him first.
No, not at all. I think it's unique what they're doing. Just Chris Brown stood out to me so far. Because,
why did he stood out?
Because he's an R&B artist that came in like rapping hard. And like usually when rappers make that transition to R&B, or R&B people make that transition to rap, it's not always like
smooth,
or it's not even really all that believable all the time. Very few people have made that transition and they've been good. And for me, that one was like he could do this. Like I think I could take a Chris Brown just hip hop album or EP.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I can hear that.
What about the females, Sukihana and JT? How you feel about that?
I don't have enough knowledge to make a formal opinion on that. It just hasn't reached me yet. I'm sure it will. It just hasn't reached me yet. Their music, the songs that they're doing back and forth. I've seen like the little stuff on Say Cheese and different blogs and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But as far as like it ran down on the playlist, that's another thing too. All of these beefs, all these diss records, they're on playlists.
Yeah.
Like that I listen to on the regular. So they reached me and I've listened to them and actually found myself reciting the words to a couple of them too. And that's quick. Like that usually don't happen in today's day and age. Yeah, usually it's hard to memorize verses because there's so much music. But these right here have been put out and marketed so well that it's kind of hard not to know.
So now going back to the first beef, how you feel about J. Cole removing himself from that?
I listened to his reasoning. Honestly, I'm from South Carolina. J. Cole's from North Carolina, and man, we don't really want no smoke with too many folk, man. We just want to really be heard, make some music, and do our thing. I think from the peaceful state state that he's in right now, and the sereneful and blissful place he is in his artistry, I think he made a decision to do something, and like some men do, some of us men do. Thought about it, maybe talked to a few people, and was like, you know what, that's not the direction I want to go. Or maybe he was like, I see where this is going, and I don't want to be a part of it. Because I don't think we thought that it was going to be this much. I don't think we was going to think it was going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, boom, boom, boom. Even like with the back-to-back. After back-to-back, it was done. It's done been back-to-back, the back-to-back, the back-to-back, the back-to-back. And it's still pending because like there's academics out there saying there's more. So, you know what I'm saying? I think J. Cole might have knew where this was going, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, yeah, nah, I'm good on this. I'm cool.
So do you think, but he got called out directly.
He did.
So as a man, if you're getting called out, it's just like if your mom tell you, hey, if they hit you first, hit them back.
This is true. But also, it's not important what you're called, but it's more important what you respond to. Like if somebody was like, they called you like somebody called you stupid. You don't accept that stupidness or that title until you respond and answer to it. Because you could be like, well, who are you talking to? But as the second you respond to someone calling you stupid, now you're receiving that. It's like, oh, I know my name, I'm gonna respond. I believe like, you know what I'm saying, it's all about what you respond to.
Yeah, but it was very direct. Everybody knew he knew
Hmm.
because he made a song after that.
He did. He
So he
did.
knew is after Big Three, it's just Big Me.
Right. And he could have, you know what I'm saying? Ego. I know a lot of people are going through a phase right now where this ego death, where it's like the killing of the ego. And I could see him in an instance reacting and writing something back off of ego, maybe sitting down thinking about it, like that really wasn't my best self that I put out. You know what I'm saying? Let me reevaluate this. And after having, you know, a ego death session, he could possibly be like, yo, this ain't really where I want to go. This ain't really what I want to do. You know, as a man, I think it's my responsibility to own up to what I said and apologize for it. And I think it was real, real tactful and tasteful to do it at the Dreamful Festival.
Mm. I don't know what it is, but Cool J always know what to say, bro. He always know what to say,
Man,
bro.
like I said, bro, I've had a lot of time working on my speech and speaking and getting myself understood. Because I don't know if people really think about it, but whenever you have a stutter, it gives you a lot of time to process what you're saying when you stutter, man.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. And you're going to think about what you're saying so you can say the least amount of words as possible, but be understood the clearest.
That's facts, though.
Yeah, you don't want to be misunderstood at all. And I know you know as a black man, bro, being misunderstood is probably one of the worst feelings in the world, especially whenever you got good intent behind it.
I mean, I say that all the time, but who am I?
You Nate the Great, man.
For sure.
Nate the Great.
So, how you feel about the ladies, man? Give your opinion on the ladies and what the ladies are doing because the ladies are taking over the world, whether it's business, musically, anything of that nature. We even got women invading SOB. So tell us, like, what you feel, how you feel about what the women are doing and empowering themselves.
I love what the women are doing right now. I love this group unity that the women have going on. I think is great. I think women supporting women is great. Women motivating women. I think a lot right now when I'm looking on Instagram, and I do have a few model friends that I do follow that I've worked with through videos and whatnot. And one thing that I applaud the ladies that I follow in the modeling world is whenever I do go to their post and they post something new, or this the big one. It's a birthday, one of the models' birthdays. Um, the support that they get on their birthdays, like all of the pictures, all of that, man, it'd be amazing, man. And for us to have so many instances in our industry where women are put against each other, it's good to see them kind of working in camaraderie. I love it. I know that female beef does grow and spread faster than female camaraderie, but to see the female camaraderie and whether it's genuine or not all the time is up to debate. But from the outside looking in, I like it. I like it a lot. I like what they're contributing as far as like music wise. Also, I think the game's been missing Missy Elliott s type of person. I know we got Tierra Wag, but you know what I'm saying. More of those is always welcome for me in the space of music I'm listening to.
Definitely.
I would love to hear some more people kind of tap into those spaces.
So, is Cool J a lover boy?
I wouldn't say a lover boy, but I definitely am somebody that does have a burning desire to find love.
Why do you have a burning desire? Why you use that specific word?
Um, I think I think lover boy can be, it's all perspective based. Like a lover boy could be a simp. You know what I'm saying? Some people can see it as that. I think whenever I articulate it in a way to say that I have a burning desire for love, it kind of leaves it a little broad. It doesn't mean like it's open like to what type of love, brotherly love, love of music, love of you know what I'm saying. What type of love are you referring to?
I'm saying from a woman.
A mother, a sister, a young lady, a friend who's a lady. What are we talking about here? Because all
Just
those are
companionship.
companionship. I think companionship is great. I think some of my greatest sessions in music are sessions in which I've had with female artists. Whenever you have a female artist that you can tap into and it be strictly platonic, and you guys can kind of work on an idea and construct it and craft it together in a platonic fashion, It's great because then she becomes the yin to your yang. You guys have this goal. She can kind of put the female perspective on it. I have the male base on it, and kind of morph it into something in the middle. It's great to be able to find. Very rarely do you find a male and female that can work cohesively like that in the studio and put out something great. Plenty of people can work in the studio like that, but to put out something that other people like and enjoy, that's rare. And I love it whenever that happens.
Definitely.
Uh,
So what it's gonna take for KOOLDRE
yeah.
to get to the top, to where he wants to be, as far as musically?
Musically, I think consistency. I think continuous networking and just I've been blessed with a crazy network so far. I think putting in those 10,000 hours to become a master. I think it's putting 10,000 hours to become a master, but just at different things. I think musically, I put in those 10,000 hours a long time ago, but I think now I got 10,000 hours in marketing, maybe. I think content creation, all those things I need to keep on getting reps and doing. Something that I've kind of taken really, really into deep researches and deep practice in is stage performance and stage presence. Since we've been doing the tours, that's another avenue of the music that's kind of grown and become really apparent to me. And I just want to become a perfectionist at that. I think now the showmanship side of the performance is the next thing that I really want to tap into that's going to take me to the top. Because yeah, people listening to your music is cool, but being able to go out to somebody's city, rock a stage, leave them with an impression, a moment in real life in real time, I think those are the type of fans that take you to the next level.
All right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
be telling a lot of people they need to work on that stage presence. They need to get that breath. They need to figure out what songs work, things of that nature. Don't get me started, cool. Don't get me started.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, it
Oh
sounded
my
like
goodness.
A&R Nate, bro. A&R Nate.
A label need to come find me then.
Come on, man.
I'll do it.
But also, bro, just like
I think I'm too honest though, but go ahead.
nah, never. Why you think you too? And that's so okay. Check this out. When is it ever wrong to be around somebody that's too honest with you?
Because
We live in a space where people will snake you, lie to your face. So now we're gonna be upset with the people that are too honest with us.
yeah,
That
because
don't sound crazy though.
sometimes I might say something like an artist from
Mm-hmm.
SOB could send me a song, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like that shit. That shit ass. They be wanting to fight me.
Bro, at the end of the day, SOB is if somebody says SOB is like, who does that ultimately fall on?
Me.
There you go. If this show is not what it's supposed to be, who's the person who ultimately has to sit down and be like, this is my event? You. If a fight break out, who's that on? You. If the whole building burned down, who's that on? You. So ultimately, however this thing goes down is dependent on you. So if anybody has anything to say or be upset about when it comes to how you present your business to the world or your event to the world,
For sure. I already know it. That's why I be running around like a maniac.
but that
And
don't mean people ain't gonna come with that smoke though. But you know what I'm saying? That's where we gotta learn that patience and grace and how to deal with people.
for sure.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to the people before we get on there? Anything you would say to the younger KOOLDRE and things of that nature?
Oh man, so keeping that young child alive, I think that's something that's important with everybody. It's just keeping that inner child, alive. So many times I go back and look and see if my inner child could see what I'm doing and see me right now, would he be happy? And as long as I can look back and be like, yeah, he would rock with me. My inner child would rock with the dude that's right now. He would probably look up to me right now. As long as I can see that, I'm right where I need to be, and I'm good where I'm going. Nate, you got any kids yet, Nate?
Definitely not.
Yeah, I don't got no kids yet either, Nate. But
Definitely not.
I think also another thing that is important to me as well is like leaving a legacy, not just for other people to see or other family members to see, but my kids to see. I think every music video, every record I release is a in-depth understanding of who I am, and to be able to leave that for other people behind me, especially my kids. I don't have none yet, but my future kids to be able to see is important. Too many people leave behind, you know what I'm saying, don't leave behind enough stuff for their kids to really know who they were. A lot of people don't realize like our parents had a whole life before us and don't get to know that side of them at all. So I think being able to have a time capsule of things to be able to leave behind for people to kind of get a glimpse of who I was is dope and amazing. And that drives me to just keep going more. I want everybody to be able to go and check out the website. I got starting a new thing this year where we're debuting all of the music videos on my website, which is KOOLDRESWay.com. That's
Definitely.
KOOLDRES way WAY.com. Me and B Raw got something working
Can't
called
wait
10
to.
Toes Down is coming through.
We finna do something. We got something coming. We've been talking about it.
For sure, man. But that's it for me, man. Visit my website. The merch is there. All of the
Oh, you got merch? What kind of merch you got?
Oh man, I got the Cool Waist jerseys, the Coolington Heights on the back, the tape. I got T-shirts, sweat shorts, hoodies, crew necks. Got everything, man. Visit the website, bro.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
everything up there.
I need to cop some.
Yeah, once you go to the website, there's gonna be a pop-up box that says put your email in there. That's how you become initiated into the KOOLDRE, Cool in the Gang. And with that, you get like 10% off of certain things. But leave your email, and I have weekly emails that we send out with different discounts and whatnot, different events that we're gonna be at. Sign in, leave me that email. I promise you won't forget it. It'll probably be one of the dopest things you do. That's the greatest way to support me, is to help me find you. Drop me that email, and I'm gonna help you keep up with me.
For sure, man. Shout out to Cool J for coming through, man. We're gonna have him again for the third time, well, the second time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to him for coming through, man.
For sure.
Hey, man, y'all like, comment, subscribe. We got a lot of special things coming for y'all. We got merch coming. We got great episodes coming, man. We out, man. Peace. Love y'all.
You.
Hey, what's